Rachel Carson, Silent Spring. In this summary of Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, we will be exploring the detrimental impact of synthetic pesticides on our environment, wildlife, and human health. Created in the aftermath of World War II, these dangerous chemicals elevated the production and potency of pesticides, contaminating water supplies and disrupting the ecosystem's balance. Among the most notorious is DDT, a highly toxic pesticide with severe environmental and health consequences. Despite their extensive usage and intended purpose, these pesticides pose more harm than good, sparking crucial questions about the wisdom and ethics of their use.
Deadly pesticides. Pesticides were created after World War II to combat crop-eating pests, using chemicals developed for chemical warfare. Over 200 chemicals were created between the mid-1940s and the 1960s, with skyrocketing production. These chemically manufactured poisons were deadlier than previous organic pesticides like arsenic. One popular ingredient, DDT, caused insidious and often deadly damage by destroying enzymes, preventing oxidation, causing organs to malfunction, and infecting cells with irreversible damage. The environmental impact of chemical pesticides. Chemical pesticides have been effective in killing pests, however, they can also cause significant harm to the environment. These harmful chemicals can pollute water systems and damage animals, particularly birds. Synthetic chemicals like DDT can escape detection, and water purification plants may not remove all substances. As a result, there are numerous case studies that highlight the amount of damage these chemicals can cause, including instances where birds have lost the ability to fly, been left paralyzed and sterile, or died. The book raises concerns and consequences of chemical pesticides on the environment and wildlife. DDT, harmful to humans. In the 1960s, DDT was widely perceived as harmless due to its use as a powder to kill lice. However, it is highly toxic when dissolved in oil for use as a spray or gas. Even small amounts can cause irreversible harm, as seen in experiments on animals. Despite ongoing testing, the author knew the potential danger and found that the average exposure to DDT was already beyond safe levels. This is because DDT entered our food chain through alfalfa fed to hens, leading to contaminated eggs that humans consumed. Harmful pesticides, how they disrupt nature's balance. Pesticides, while effective at killing pests, also harm natural predators, disrupting the balance of nature's checks and balances. This leads to new pest-related problems that can be worse than the ones the pesticides were trying to solve. The indiscriminate killing of species can result in the overpopulation of other species and a lack of food, leading to ecologic and environmental destruction. One example of this is the kaibab deer in Arizona. In an attempt to protect the deer, predators like coyotes, wolves, and pumas were killed. However, this caused the deer population to grow out of hand and led to a shortage of food. Pesticides such as DDT can also cause unforeseen issues. In 1956, the U.S. Forest Service sprayed DDT to combat the spruce budworm pest, but it killed the natural predators of the spider mite. As a result, the spider mite became a worldwide pest, damaging trees in the Helena National Forest and the Big Belt Mountains. Harmful effects of chemical spraying. The book highlights the harmful effects of chemical spraying on the environment and human health, tracing the lack of proper regulation to the decades following World War II. The author argues for the need to take responsibility and promote alternatives such as biological pest control, which are less dangerous and more sustainable. Despite the concerns dating back to the 1960s, these problems persist today, and it is essential to stay informed about the risks of pesticides and the impact on nature's delicate balance.
As we complete our journey through the crucial insights of Silent Spring, we can now appreciate the lasting implications of indiscriminate pesticide use on our environment and ourselves. It becomes clear that these synthetic poisons not only fail to effectively control pests, but also wreak havoc on our earthly home. birds, fish, and even humans remain vulnerable to the deadly consequences stemming from chemical exposure and contaminated food sources. With insufficient controls and alternatives in place, it urges us as a society to take responsibility for our actions, seek sustainable pest management practices, and question our intrinsic need to control nature at a hazardous cost.